What's going on, people? Welcome to another edition of Baseball Talk. So, continuing the countdown, ranking the NL East, coming right in at number 4 is the 2019 World Series champions, Washington Nationals. People forget that World Series, we're in February, that World Series win was only 15, 16 months ago. Now, yeah, the Dodgers are the reigning champs, but the Nationals were the last team to win over a full length of a season, and they showed that, okay, a team can have a bad start like the Nationals did in 2019. The first 2 months, they weren't that good of a team. They were, like 10 games under 500, and they snuck into the playoffs, got the wild card, and they got hot, and they won the World Series. With great pitching, there was a formula there, but, the Nationals were the last team to show you that they could just sneak in and they can make a run and you can win a title. That's what baseball is, man. And that's what the Nationals did in 2019. But in 2020, they weren't the same team. It was a bit different. They lost Juan Soto for about a week and a half to 2 weeks due to some COVID issues. I don't even know if he really had COVID, or I think he had like a false positive. I don't remember exactly which it was, but regardless, he missed a week and a half to 2 weeks of the season. And in a 60-game season, that's big to lose your best player, at least your best player on the in your lineup, to lose him, 13, 14 games. I think he played 47 games. That's crucial. And now one player doesn't make a team, but Juan Soto is one of the best young hitters in baseball. Some people are even calling him the best hitter in baseball. I don't know about that yet. I've made a video on that in the past. I'll post that in the description box. But for them to lose him, and they lost the World Series MVP from the year before, Steven Strasburg, to carpal tunnel. Crazy for a pitcher in baseball to get that. He was pretty much out for most of the year, and losing the two biggest pieces to your 2019 run, they really weren't the same team. They weren't the same team. And then obviously you don't have Anthony Rendon anymore, and he was crucial to that. He was, that was those three players right there. Soto, Rendon, and Strasburg were the three biggest pieces to that team that you didn't have last year. And they looks like they're gonna have Soto and Strasburg this year. But Rendon is, in Anaheim now. He's with the Angels. So it's so you don't have Rendon going into this year. That's another thing. But talking about this team, they're still, if everything goes right for the Washington Nationals this year, if everything goes right, they have a chance at a wild card, to me. I'm going to get to it later, in these segments, but all I'm going to say now is that the Nationals have a chance, how loaded this division is, even if they do have a good season, if they can be what they could possibly be, if everything goes right, to me, they can sneak into a wild card spot again like they did 2 years ago. Now, if the playoffs were expanded like they were last year, I'd say, they might have a good shot at a wild card, even if maybe some things don't go their way. But that's how loaded this division is, to be honest. But a lot of question marks from the Nationals for me. No Rendon anymore. You did bring in Josh Bell, who people forget 2019. He had a really good year, especially a really hot first half, and he ended the season 37 home runs, 116 RBIs, obviously a career year for him. And then you also bring in Kyle Schwarber, who basically is, to me, is like another Jock Peterson. He hits for some power, not hit for very high average, a typical launch, not saying he goes for launch angle, but I'm saying that he's a prototypical, all right, I'll hit 220, 230, 240, whatever. Not have the highest on-base percentage, but I'll hit home runs. And, not as a bad player. Jock Peterson and Schwarber are both World Series champions. Schwarber, I think 2019 he hit 38 homers, 92 RBIs. I could be a little bit off on that stat, but nonetheless, the power numbers are there. And these guys are brought in to protect Juan Soto. And, because Soto needs some protection. Trey Turner was really good last year. Now, Trey Turner had almost an MVP type of season. He won the batting title. I think led the National League in hits. And but it was a shortened season. Not to take anything away from Trey Turner, but I don't know if Trey Turner's that good of a player where he's going to do that over an entire season. Maybe he will, but Trey Turner's a good player. He's fast. He can hit. You play defense, but you need more than that. You need more than that. You have, but now you have Josh Bell and Kyle Schwarber. Now, I don't know. I don't know what they can do. Josh Bell hasn't hit in great lineups in the past, so I don't want to say, well, now he's gonna be seeing some tougher pitches now that Soto's in the lineup. Like we know that Bell can be a good hitter. We know Bell can be a good hitter. Schwarber's been in some good lineups before with Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Javi Baez. So I'm interested to see how, even if Soto, Trey Turner, Schwarber, and Bell all hit really well this year, that doesn't mean that they're a lock for a playoff spot. I mean, you still need to have a good overall lineup. So, for those 4 players to all be good this year, I think is crucial for the Nationals. Their pitching to me is still really, really formidable. You still have Max Scherzer. He's getting older, but he's still a really good pitcher. I haven't seen anything to say that he's really, really dropped off. Strasburg, if he can stay healthy, that's another question mark, though. If he can stay healthy, he's had injury problems his entire career, not just last season. It's been his entire career for Steven Strasburg. Patrick Corbin, he's had a solid major league career, and he was definitely important in the Nationals winning that title in 2019. They need him to be a 3.5 ERA type of guy. Not giving up too much. I mean, he had a bit of an ugly 2020, but I've said it before. I've written about it. I've said it in videos. I'm not going too hard, too crazy on the shortened season. Guys that had bad years. It's not like Corbin's crazy old or anything. I expect Corbin to have a bounce back year this year. And now that you bring in John Lester. John Lester is the last 2 seasons haven't been too kind to him. He's getting older. I don't know about John Lester. Would I be completely surprised if he bounces back and tries to prove the critics wrong that are saying that he's washed up and he's old? I could see that. John Lester has that type of demeanor, but I'm not too optimistic that John Lester is going to come back and have a Cy Young type of year. Probably not. I don't think the Nationals are looking for that. They're looking for another solid arm in the rotation. So the Nationals, and then you added Brad Hand in the bullpen. The bullpen wasn't that great. We've talked about the Phillies bullpen in the past being last year having all-time bad bullpen. The Nationals weren't good either. Their bullpen wasn't very good either. As much as as bad as the Phillies bullpen was, the Nationals bullpen wasn't good either. But they did add Brad Hand. I know that's only one pitcher, but Brad Hand is one of the best relievers in the game, or at least he has been in the past few years. So Brad Hand definitely helps your bullpen. Do I expect him to help and make them a top 5 bullpen in the league? No, because they were a bottom 10 bullpen last year, and one pitcher is not going to completely make you that good of a bullpen. And he's really good, but it's not going to completely do that. Great signing, but at the end of the day, the Nationals didn't have a bad offseason. I'm sure they probably wanted to get maybe a bigger name on the market, but they didn't. I'm on like the I'm going to talk about it next video, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe I have them at 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if they finished 3rd. I will be surprised. I don't want to say surprised, but I don't expect them to climb all the way up to 2nd. Definitely not 1st, but to 2nd in the National League East, unless you can't predict injuries and stuff like that. That stuff you just can't control. We're just going to go by what we've seen in the offseason, what we saw last year, and what we have going into this year. And for me, too many question marks, too many things that have to go right for the Nationals. In particular, is Strasburg going to stay healthy? Is he going to pitch at an incredible level that he did 2 years ago? I don't know. They did give him that huge extension last offseason, where he got, 7 years, $245 million, which was an overpay. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. But the Nationals obviously see it as he can keep doing this for his entire career. But I don't think so. But maybe Strasburg can. Maybe he can. I have no idea. But too many things. Like, he's injury prone. He's been injury prone his whole career. I don't know about Strasburg. Even if Schwarber and Bell, barrel some balls and hit well in that lineup, I'm not sold that the Nationals are going to have a really good offense, better than some of these other teams in the division. I don't know. So, and the bullpen, their bullpen, I'm not expecting them to be so much better than they were last year, even with the addition of Brad Hand. So at the end of the day, I'm going to give them about 78 wins, just a little under 500. The Nationals, still have some pieces there. They have a chance, if things go their way, like I've said, that they can be a good team. But I don't see it. That's where I have the Nationals coming in at number 4 in the NL East.